Hey, behind me here we've got a fully Allen rigged Waszp, but we're just going to have a quick look through all the systems. As you can probably see, I've got one of the tramps off. We'll show you what's going on underneath and how you can improve some of the systems on your boat. Right, let's start with the outboard end of the Outhaul. So as you can see here, we've got the 6-to-1 setup, which is a triple on top and a triple on the boom. Everything you see here comes in the pack, so it comes with a soft shackle to attach around the boom and the shackle to go onto the sail. Okay, we're just going to have a quick look at how to reeve this up. So once you've got the line through the sail, start with the bottom sheave, pull that through. You're then going to go through the right hand sheave on the top block. These two blocks are going to sit in different orientations, so one will be horizontal, one will be vertical. You're then going to go through the top sheave on this bottom one, and then the left hand sheave on the top. Just pull that through. You're then going to go through the middle from left to right, and then here it looks like it's going to be crossed, but you just go through that middle sheaf from front to back, pull that through like that, and then to finish it off, simply take the line down through the strap of the block, tie an overhand knot, and then that is the system done. Really easy. And then when you're finished sailing, you simply undo your tie shackle at the bottom, and then all of this will stay attached to the sail, making it really quick and easy for next time you go out in the water. So the take up for the Outhaul is just on a 20mm plain bearing block there, and obviously as you would normally do, you pull it on, let it go, that pulls that back to the middle of the boat, and then that runs through the middle of the compass bracket and then just down past the foil, and it's tied on underneath the back of the racks back here. Just nice bowline around the back there, super easy, and that works really well. Just to take that up, adjust the tension really nicely just by changing where the knot is. The Waszp main sheet is super simple. It's really vital that it works well because the main sheet is very highly loaded on this boat, so having good blocks and having it rigged correctly is really important. Once you've run your line through the middle of your sail, usually use a tiller extension to poke it through. You go through your 30mm block there, then through the block on the bridle, and in this situation we're going to go from back of the boat forward, pull that through, and then on the block we have a tie shackle. Just tie onto that. You can do a bowline, or I'm just going to do an overhand knot followed by another overhand knot, just because it's nice and easy. And then that is the system all nicely set up, and that will run really well under load. There's obviously different ways to do it. You can of course tie it onto the back of the sail as well if you want to get more leech tension on. On this boat we haven't actually changed the bottom one, but that will be available with a high load as well. But the main sheet sail pack just comes with the one on the back there, and also the one down the front. So let's go and take a look at that. So as you can see here, 30mm high load tie on for the main sheet, and that's just going to run really, really nicely, making it a lot easier for you to trim the sail. Really important that when you tie these on with the tie shackle they come with, that you cross the shackle so that the loads are pulling inwards rather than outwards. Just going to make the block last a lot longer. At the bottom here, typically I wouldn't tie it onto the compass bracket, but for the purpose of this video, just to show you, we've got our new 45 auto, which as you can see is off at the moment, and then once you get enough load on, it comes on nicely. And that is a really good block for when it's an in-between day, when you've got some really big gusts coming through and you need that grip. And then you might need to let it run freely when you're trying to get back onto the foil and dumping a lot of main, or pulling it in and out trying to pump it. So that's our new Auto 45 with the aluminium ratchet, which gives you extra grip as well. So it's a super nice system. Once it's all installed, runs really nice and frictionlessly. There's plenty of grip in that ratchet, so when you have got it trimmed in, the load comes on, that's going to hold the rope really well, saving your hands and saving your energy. So moving on to the Cunningham. Here we have the high load blocks. We have the double at the bottom. These are all 20mm, and the top one is actually articulating, as you can see there. What that does is, as you pull the load on, the blocks will actually align to where they need to go, removing some of the friction and just letting that run really nice and freely. Again, comes with the shackles, and we found this is the easiest method for attaching. You can use tie shackles, but they can be a little bit fiddly when you've got cold hands, and this comes with a shackle key, so you can undo these really easily when you get off the water. Again, this all stays on the boat. You just undo that top one and the one on the mast when you're de-rigging. It's super simple. So moving back to the Tramp, so you can see here we've got the lines off just so you can see how it all works. The Outhaul system is actually running through here and to the back, and for now I've just got that through there because you'll imagine the Tramp's there. We'll show you the Tramp side in a second, but essentially the Outhaul line is just tied to the front corner, and then the elastic is on a 2-to-1 through a block, which again is tied to the back corner. That's just a 20mm plain bearing. You can upgrade that to the ball bearing version, the dynamic version, but for a take-up system, to be honest, it's not really needed, and less weight is probably better. You got the take-up line here for your Outhaul, and this is just rigged so that once you pull that in, that springs forward and also just allows you from wherever you are to pull that. So we'll take a look at that on the other side, so it makes a bit more sense. So as you can see here, this is what it looks like on the Tramp side. Everything's running on the outer wing bar, and the reason for that mainly is for the Cunningham, so it runs really nicely in here without getting stuck, whereas when it runs up and down the front bar, you'll actually find it gets stuck on the toe straps. The block will get caught on here, under here. There's lots of stuff to get stuck on under here, so yeah, running on the outside wing bar just makes it a lot nicer, a lot more user friendly. As you can see here, we've also got all the cleats have been replaced with the Allanite cleats. So same material as the ones that come on the boats, they're class legal. And they work really nicely, easy, they fit in the same holes, no extra drilling to do. And that cleat is actually just mounted directly onto the class supplied fitting, because that does require different holes unfortunately, but the cleat will fit on nicely. So if you want to upgrade your cleat, that's easy enough. Okay, so we're just going to have a quick look at a nice little upgrade that you can do if you're any good at splicing. So this is obviously the toe strap here, and what you should do is add a limiter line. So what that does, it stops the toe strap sliding this way. Typically they have, there's a webbing strap under here that you go around, and that stops the tow strap from going too high. You can adjust it, but they're sewn into the tramp and they can actually rip across here if there's too much load or it wears out. So it's really ideal to add this limiter line. And what I've done is basically just created an adjustable splice here, spliced a thimble, and then locking splice around the tube. The external cover here is just to stop the line from wearing on the rack. Just adds a bit of longevity to your line, and you can see same on that side. It's really easy to adjust by adjusting that splice, so you can move that up or down. And then having that thimble there allows you to create a really nice system for tying your tow strap on, so you can get it really nice and tight. So just another little upgrade you can do here is using thimble and a piece of elastic. With your ride height adjuster, just tie a piece of elastic to the underneath part of the wing bar, and that basically just adds a bit of tension to the system, making sure that it'll grip nicely on the barrel. And then under here, if you just add a thimble, that allows it to run round really nicely without getting stuck on anything, getting stuck on the compass bracket or anything like that. Obviously this isn't rigged up properly at the moment, but you can see that will just add a bit of tension to the system so that it gives it a nice bit of grip around the barrel. See, the ride height adjuster is not installed at the moment, but these are really easy to put on. This is just the fork block which I've taped up at the moment just to stop the split ring getting stuck on the tramp. But again, really simple to put on, and it's a massive upgrade because it's actually got bearings in it, so that will make your life a lot easier when trying to pull your ride height adjuster. So there we go, guys, there's a fully fitted Allen Waszp. If you've got any questions, feel free to drop us a message. If there's anything else you'd like to see, let us know. More than happy to make some more videos on those details. Catch you on the water.